the fun of life is to expand because of your synthesizing of contrast and focusing something better out of it, and then focusing with deliberate determination in the direction of the better world. When you see something around your world that upsets you, you ask for something better. But if you continue to focus upon the problem, join the online chat groups, sign up for those newsletters, watch those television programs that are complaining about that issue relentlessly and endlessly on 24-hour news cycles, then what happens is, even though you have created something better, you are holding yourself apart from it. And you know what? That keeps you from being happy. You might say, but it didn't have anything to do with me. I launched that rocket about people who live on the other side of the world. And we say every rocket you launch has everything to do with you because it is your creation. It is tied to you. It is part of who you are. You became a seer of a better world. And if you let the world that exists dissuade you from seeing the better world, it's not just not letting the better world come through your viewpoint faster that is at stake. It's your very own happiness. It's your very own health. It's your very own beingness, because you're not the creator of a better world. You're not the creator of a car or an empire. You're not the creator of a relationship only. You are the creator of you. You are the creator of you having those experiences. Have you ever looked at a child and used the word innocent to describe the child and seen wonder and eagerness in the child's face and said to yourself, I long to go back to that innocent, pure, non-resisted time? And we're here to tell you that you don't go back to it, you go forward to it. Because the contrast has caused you to put it over here in your vibrational escrow. It's over here in this vortex of creation. And you can return to it. You can return to it by caring about the way you feel. So your emotions let you know whether you're moving toward it or away from it, this vortex of creation. And today, we're going to make this analogy as strong and clear as we can, because we want you to look at your world, any aspect of it that is important to you, through the lens of being inside this vortex, which means you're tuned in to the wholeness of who you are, or outside this vortex, which means it's you in your physical form, but you're out here on the raw and ragged edge without the benefit of full connection to the whole of that which you are. You see, law of attraction swirling and attracting all cooperative components. But if you're over here complaining, you're not a cooperative component. But if you're hopeful, now you're close to cooperative, and every now and again the vortex will bring you in. When you're believing, the vortex brings you in every time. You have a thought, you believe it, in you go. When you're in the vortex, that means you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, in full realization of the fullness of all that you are. And when all that you are is pouring through you in this focused moment, it is a wonderful moment. You're vital and alive and clear. You feel good. All of your pieces of your body are moving the way you want them to. You're metabolizing, your muscles are firing, your brain is responding and transmitting to the signals. In other words, when you are tuned in, you are thriving in every sense of the word, and life is good. You feel frisky, you see. You have to understand that this physical part that you know as you, that all of your friends have identified through your countenance and your personality, is but a very small part of who you really are. Because while you are in this physical body, there is a larger part of you that is source energy, vibration, non-physical. And that part of you, man has been calling it soul. Sometimes man calls it source or God. But that non-physical part of you is by far and away the larger, dominant part of you. And that part of you knows your well-being. That part of you has been accumulating since the beginning of your existence, and that's so far back we couldn't even begin to define that for you. Since the beginning of your existence, that part of you has been garnering and gathering and focusing upon the very best that your life experience has been able to hone out. In other words, this source energy is a vibrational vortex of well-being that defies physical physical human description. We just can't give it words. But sometimes your physical senses feel it, and you recognize it as love or appreciation or joy. Those moments of exhilaration are the best interpretation that you ever are able to utilize in order to define this vortex of well-being that really explains who you are. So in those moments that sometimes flash in your experience, where you feel that exhilaration, where you feel that feeling of at oneness, when you feel that satisfaction that is so warm and beautiful that it is like a hug of loves or appreciation from the inside out, when you feel that rapture that you would maybe define with the words well-being, that's a moment when there's no resistance within your physical countenance and you've allowed a perfect blending between you and you. That perfect blending between you and you is what we call allowing. And the art of allowing is just figuring out how to do it. We're not trying to get you to hook up and stay there. You do that when you're only non-physically focused. But as long as you're here in this physical body, you've come with the purpose of exploring the contrast, because the contrast helps you and us to focus. When you know what you don't want, when you worry about your world ecology or your world economy or anything that is going on in your world, personal or broader, when you worry about it, you launch a request for the improvement that matches the degree to which you have worried. So those who worry a little ask for a little improvement. Those who worry in a big way ask for big improvement. And as billions of you are upon this planet in any moment of time, you are contributing mightily to this vortex of creation that future generations will spring forth from. That's why you don't need to worry about your planet petering out or about your world diminishing or about the bad parts of your world taking over. The bad parts of your world cannot take over because the best parts of your world are being synthesized from the mix. And the best parts of your world are going into the vibrational escrow, and Source is holding them, and new generations will be born from that pool of knowledge. That's why when the babies come forth, it takes you a long time to convince them that the world is bad, because they know the goodness of it when they get here, you see. So you don't need to worry about things going bad, because the well-being is the part that is captured. You sift around in the contrast to know what you don't want, but when you croak, everything that you knew that you didn't want ceases to be active because you're not focused upon it. Unless you've trained somebody else to focus upon it. First time we've said that, that's worth noting. In other words, when you know what you don't want, it's active in your vibration. But when you croak, it won't be. What will be active in your vibration then is what you do want as a result of knowing what you don't want. Do you follow that? So if you haven't passed on your opinion, your story, if you haven't made vivid movies and put up big monuments all over the place, oh, but wait, you've done that. So you are, without meaning to, you are passing on your bad experiences to future generations. But still no worry, because those future generations are well prepared for anything that you might dig up from your past and give them. And in your secular culture, you call that the generation gap. You say, oh, these kids, they just don't see it the way we see it. And we say, isn't that a nice thing? They don't see it the way you see it because you've trained yourself away from the well-being, in most cases, the longer you live. And the new ones coming in aren't having any of that, you see. So well-being abounds because the recycling of the human experience is seeing to it. New fresh ones are coming in. Old cranky ones are croaking and leaving the mix of vibration. And those like you are tuning yourself before you croak into vibrational alignment with who you really are. And so Jerry and Esther's artist friend, or any of you who are now capturing in a deliberate way an understanding of what deliberate creating is, you understand that life is going to help you to define what you want, and that the inner being within you is going to say yes to that and hold it steady and call you toward it. And when you reach for the thought that allows you to move in the direction of it, you're going to feel good while you do it, and you're going to experience the culmination of that creation. But the culmination is not what it's about. It's the closing the gap. So when you're tuned in like that, whatever you look at from inside the vortex looks different than it looks when you're outside the vortex. When you're outside the vortex, you're tender and often sensitive, and the world is pricklier to you. When you're in the vortex, you feel security. When you're out of it, you feel insecure. When you're in the vortex, you have clarity. When you're out, often you're confused. When you're in the vortex, you are accessing the energy that creates worlds. We're not kidding you one bit about that, which gives you a leverage of time and productivity that you cannot even come close to achieving outside the vortex. Don't you see so many people beating their brains out, working so hard, putting in long hours, sacrificing, suffering, and getting so little for it? And you say, oh, this world surely isn't a fair world. And then you see others relaxed and basking and thriving. And you say, this is not just. I've been taught that you have to work hard to achieve. And we say, if you're working hard from outside the vortex, you're not achieving. And if you're working from inside the vortex, it doesn't feel like work. You're working, playing for the joy of the experience and the response of the universe, of the abundance of well-being as it showers down around you, is indescribable. People from outside the vortex will demand that it is not just, and they will say, we need to even this out. We're going to take your pie and distribute it among the others. And if you are in your vortex, you say, that's all right with me because there's a steady stream of everything that I want flowing to me. It does not matter how much is expended. You could tax me 90%. And I would still continue to thrive because abundance flows to me. It's my requests for what I want that keep it flowing to me. Tax me higher, my gross will just soar. It does not matter at all. But if you're outside the vortex, and they're taxing you more than you want, you say in your shortage consciousness, but wait, I hardly have enough for myself, and you're going to take it away from me and give it to someone else who doesn't deserve it? When you get into the vortex, you feel the showering of abundance in such powerful ways that you don't worry about what anybody else is doing about anything ever, because you've made your contract with Source itself. You've come into alignment with the power of the universe that defies all others. When you are in alignment with Source, you are more powerful, more influential than millions who are not. In other words, there is just no comparison to the leverage of well-being and abundance and clarity that you find when you're in the vortex. So that's our sales job about getting into the vortex. And the rest of the day, with the help of those like you who want to clarify different subjects, we're going to, as often as is as practical, show you by demonstrating with them how to get into the vortex. Because every one of you has created a vibrational reality, a vortex of creation. And the most powerful words that you will ever hear, and the most important concept that you will ever come to grasp, is this: you have created the precursor to all manifestations that you desire in this vortex of creation, in this vibrational reality. And everything that you know that has been created, including the planet that you spin on, was at one time a vibrational reality. So this vibrational reality exists. And in terms of time, the proximity is anywhere from instantaneous to not in this lifetime, depending upon how long it takes you to get into the vortex. But there is no reason for you as humans to ever need to develop a stance of patience. Patience is only necessary for those who hang chronically outside the vortex. When you're in the vortex, you don't need patience, because when you ask, it is given, and there is the path. And when you ask, it is given, and there is the path. And when you ask, it is given, and there is the path. And when you ask, it is given, and there is the path, 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 and you're saying, oh boy, is my life fun. I have a passion for life. I have a passion for life because the path is laid before me constantly. And when you can see the path, you feel passion. When you can't, it doesn't feel.